Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavada sevaya bhagavadi uttama sloge bhaktir bhavati naishtigim. Hare Krishna. We are reading from Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, 10th verse. Tesham sadada yuktanam bhajadam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogantam yena mam upayanti de. Tesham sadada yuktanam bhajadam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti de. Tesham sadada yuktanam bhajadam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti de. The devotees, please recite.
Satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam tadamami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te.
Yeah, anybody else?
Esam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te.
Anybody else? Thank you. So we'll go by word meaning. So, Pesha unto them, Sadada Yuktana, always engaged, Bhajadam, in rendering devotional service. Priti Purvagam, in loving ecstasy, Dadami, I give, Buddhi Yogam, real intelligence. Tam, that, Yena, by which, Mam, unto me, Upayanti, come, they. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So you can repeat after me the translation. To those who are constantly devoted,
for those who are constantly devoted,
to serving me with love,
to serving me with love,
I give the understanding
I give the understanding
by which they can come to me.
by which they can come to me.
Once again, to those who are constantly devoted to serving me,
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me
with love, I give the understanding
I give the understanding
by which they can come to me.
by which they can come to me.
Anybody would like to read this? It's a very important verse. Anybody would like to read the translation?
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Jai. Thank you. Anybody else?
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give them understanding by which they can come to me.
Jai. Thank you, Manish.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for joining. So nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, purport. In this verse, the word Buddhi Yogam is very significant. We may remember that in the second chapter of the Lord, instructing Arjuna, said that he had spoken to him of many things and that he would instruct him in the way of Buddhi Yoga. Now, Buddhi Yoga is explained. Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence. Yoga means mystic activities or mystic elevation. When one tries to go back home, back to Godhead, and takes fully to Krishna consciousness in devotional service, his action is called Buddhi Yoga. In other words, Buddhi Yoga is the process by which one gets out of the entanglement of this material world. The ultimate goal of progress is Krishna. People do not know this. Therefore, the association of devotees and a bona fide spiritual master are important. One should know that the goal is Krishna, and when the goal is assigned, then the path is slowly but progressively traversed, and the ultimate goal is achieved. When a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to the fruits of activities, he is acting in Karma Yoga. When he knows that the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculations to understand Krishna, he is acting in Gyana Yoga. And when he knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, he is acting in Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, which is the complete yoga. This complete yoga is the highest perfectional stage of life. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to the spiritual organization, but if he is still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. The qualification is that a person always engage himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of services. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain to him. I will repeat that sentence again. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain to him. Om Nagyanatimirandasya Gyanaanchana Salagaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stabidam Yena Bhudale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadi Sopadandigam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Udabadagamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunadhanidam Dvam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Sahidam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lilidam Shri Vishakhanidamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktum Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinamadidastu Ma Viddushavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining today on this very auspicious day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Appearance Day. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj is the spiritual master of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. We know that it is mentioned in the scripture, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is appeared on this planet as a ray of Lord Vishnu, as a ray. Not an ordinary personality. Those who are empowered, those who are part of the Lord, they come, they manifest on this planet and they change the world. And we all know that just by the instructions of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj on 1922 in Calcutta, Ulkadanga, the place is still there, and today was inaugurating The International Society for Krishna Consciousness acquired that place, the land, and they are building a temple there. So it was a great ceremony there, and this was the place, this where the Srila Prabhupada met His Divine Grace, the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and that's the moment Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj found this great personality of Srila Prabhupada and understood that this is not an ordinary person. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj mentioned that this Abhecharan Aravinda Prabhu Abhecharan will be, take over, will be leading our institution, the Gaudiya Mutt. And this, I'm very happy that I'm happy now that at least somebody is there that they can, succeed this movement. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj instructed Srila Prabhupada that go into the Western world and preach the Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada took, that time was a Grihastha, but it took much time. And in 1936, it's almost took 24 years that to come to that conclusion that serving Srila Guru and the Krishna is the highest principle and highest intelligence, as we are speaking today. The highest of all, the purpose of the human life to serve Guru and Krishna is the highest goal of the life. And Srila Prabhupada took that instruction and started to print the literatures and Vedic translating to the Vedic text to in English so that everybody can understand this. That same English is the common language for the entire world. So this is the complete nature of a Vaishnava. Vaishnava is known as Para Dukkha Dukhi. So this is the Supreme Lord manifest in various ways in order to give this transcendental subject matter that can only save the people in this world. Otherwise, everybody, those who are not. And there are so many chords Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj put, and only, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was saying that one who is not in path of the devotional service, they are completely deluded and entangled by this material nature, and there is only one way they can come out of it, and that is the devotion to the Supreme. So this is the great moment that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj instructed Srila Prabhupada, and this was all arranged by the will of the Supreme Lord. And then we know that what is happened all over the world, and this was the prediction. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction 500 years ago, that, it says that Prithviche Nagaradi Grama Mora Prachara Hoy. That means all over the universe, all over this world, the holy name of the Supreme Lord will be chanted in every town and village. And we know that as of now, there are even devotees and even congregation there in Antarctica. Can you believe? And even there is a congregation and holy name is chanting in Arctic, places. So this is the power and this is the mission of the Supreme Lord. This is all arranged by the Supreme Lord. So we are all in that chain of disciplic succession that starting from Krishna down to the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. And then we are here and hearing from that the words and the explanation of the love and the spiritual loving devotional service to the Supreme throughout the scriptures of Bhagavad Gita. And till the last minute, even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is left this planet on 1936, and till that moment, even hour ago, that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was, preaching the Krishna consciousness to the other people. So it's great to learn and hear and understand the great personality of His Holiness, His Divine Grace, His Holiness, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. And because of that great personality, we are here and understanding the concept, the knowledge, and the what is the real or what is devotional service, from the mouth of this great personality. So thank you so much. I just wanted to give an introduction. So let's come back to our verse. It is a very important sloka. This verses is known as from the 10:8 to 10:11 is known as Chatursloki Bhagavad Gita. Chatursloki Bhagavad Gita means that these are the root or the very important verses of the Bhagavad Gita in the sections of Bhakti Yoga. Starting from the 7th chapter to the 12th chapter is known as Bhakti Yoga. And especially this verse, these 4 verses are known as the root and the important, and it explains everything about the Bhagavad Gita in these 4 verses. And it started from the first 2 verse. It says that Aham sarvasya prabhavo madha sarvam pravartate idi matva bhajante mam bhuta bhava samanyataha. So the first verse of the Chatusloki Bhagavad Gita started that Aham sarvasya prabhavo madha sarvam pravartate. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Everything is manifested for me. Aham, even the spiritual and the material world. Aham sarvasya prabhavo madha sarvam pravartate. Sarvam. And Krishna says that in the beginning of 7th chapter, Mataha paradaram nyanyat kinchidastadhananchaya mai sarvamidam prodam sutre maniganaiva. Maya, Mataha paradaram nyanyat kinchidastadhananchaya, O Arjuna, or the or Dhananchaya. Dhananchaya means those who are keeping the wealth, one who has possessed the wealth, Dhananchaya. O Dhananjaya, one who possesses the wealth, O possessor of wealth, there is no truth beyond me. Mataha paradaram nyanyat. There is no truth beyond me. Mataha paradaram nyanyat. Kinchidasta Dhananjaya, my sarvam idam prodam. Sarvam idam proda. Everything belongs to me. Everything is under me. My sarvam idam proda. Everything emanates from me. Everything is, everything belongs to me. There is no truth beyond me. My sarvamidam prodam, and I am how that is happening, is how I am controlling that sutre maniganaiva, like a pearl, like a string is actually passes through a pearl and make a chain, a pearl chain, and the thread, nobody sees the thread but only sees the the pearls. Like that, everything is connected, everything is the Supreme Lord's, and it's all come from Him, and everything is connected. So like that, Krishna is saying, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mataha sarvam pravartade idi matva bhajante mam bhudava vasamanidava. One who are constantly devoted to me, one who has devotional service to me, bhudava vasamanidava, they engage in my loving devotional service, those who are intelligent, and that they engage in my loving devotional service. And this is a very root and wonderful verse and very powerful verse that we all need to remember all the time. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and everything emanates from Him. And then the next one, 8.9, is actually says that it says that Machida Madgata Prana Bodhayanda Parasparam Kadayandischa Mam Nityam Tushyanti Jaramanticha. Machida Madgata Prana Bodhayanda Parasparam Kadayandischa Mam Nityam Tushyanti Jaramandija. And Krishna is revealing that the ultimate purpose, the ultimate duty, and ultimate activity of a human, or activity of every living entity, is to that come when they comes together, or when they come, they glorify the Supreme, and they understand this truth. Mataka Machida Madgata Prana, and they will take that Madgata Prana, and their life and soul, they will consider, they will seek that I am the life and soul of such devotees, and they comes together, they always glorify me because of I am the ultimate abode. Bodhayanda Parasparam Kadayandischa Mam Nityam, always Tushyanti Ramandija, and they derive such a great pleasure. And Krishna is revealing the importance of the human life. And then we come to this verse 10:10, which is known as Tesham Satada Yuktanam Bhajadam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yokam Tam Yena Mam Upayantide. Those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead emphasizing those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love. So there are many words here. It says that Tesham Sadada. Sadada means always. Sadada means always. Sadada Yuktana means constantly engaged in the loving devotional service. And Bhajadam Priti Purvagam, this devotional service, how they are performing, that's also those who are the devotees, pure devotees. Priti Purvagam. Priti, it's a very important verse here, dear devotees. Priti means loving devotional service, or with love. Any devotional service which we perform to the Supreme Lord, and if there is no love, it is kind of not the perfect way of worshipping the Supreme Lord. And if somebody does that and likes that and says that, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So such devotees, even though they are constantly worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead with love, and Krishna is revealing this to us. This is the gems of this Bhagavad Gita verses, and it's revealing to us that how we can attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's simple. It's a simple formula. And this is the simple formula. What is that formula? So constantly devoted to the Supreme Lord with love, worship with the Supreme Lord with love, loving devotional service. This is the Srila Prabhupada put that very beautiful word, Bhakti Yuddha Sevanam. It says that Bhakti Yuddha Sevanam means loving devotional service, and the focal point of the devotional service is the Bhakti or loving devotional service or love towards the Supreme Lord. Then we will see that how we can understand this better way, that Buddhi Yoga, and it says that Krishna gives the Buddhi Yoga. And Buddhi Yoga means, Srila Prabhupada says that this is the highest intelligent activity, or it's called as the Bhakti Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is explained as the action in Krishna consciousness, or Bhakti Yoga. So one who is intelligent, or Krishna gives that intelligence, those who are sincere, and the purport Srila Prabhupada says in the last, if a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain him. So dear devotees, the qualification of a devotee is mentioned here. What is the qualification of a devotee? The sincerity in loving devotional services. He may not be a great, intelligent person, and he does not, maybe up to that point of the, what he's expecting. But here, a devotee is sincerely attempting to the devotional service without any other motive. That is what is called Gyana Karmadi Anavurdam. When there is no other motive of like Gyana and the Karma, then what would happen? Then Lord gives such sincere devotee the intelligence so that that devotee can come to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there are so many examples out there. So before we get into that, let's see actually also Srila Prabhupada says that, the Karma Yoga and the Gyana Yoga. So it is mentioned that then we in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita also we heard about Buddhi Yoga. Then we heard about Ashtanga Yoga. Then we come to the understanding of Bhakti Yoga. So it's very important to understand all this so that we can firmly fix into the loving devotional service. So let's see what is Karma Yoga. It always says that Karma Yoga, right? We heard that. And many times if we ask the people, what is the core, principles of Bhagavad Gita, they say Karma Yoga. And many people, had tons of volumes of books published on this one fact. Krishna is promoting Karma Yoga activity. But it's because of, yes, as it says that because of they are not pure devotees of the Lord, they don't understand what is the core message of the Bhagavad Gita, and then they interpret and they speculate and all those things, and they come to the conclusion that the core message of Bhagavad Gita is Karma Yoga. But see here what Srila Prabhupada says here. When a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to the fruits of activities, he is acting in Karma Yoga. So let us see an example. So suppose there is a person and he wanted to, sow an apple tree. He wanted to grow an apple tree. So what his intention is that, yes, so that I can get an apple, So what this person is doing, trying to do that, I guess he knows that all these activities, how to do that, and he looks for a very specific time. And yes, I am going to do this activity based on the scriptures, that I pick the places and proper places, and everything is actually as per the scripture, as per the guidance. And then I sow this seed of apple, and then I put on all the efforts, and my intention is actually I will get an apple. But he was following the scriptures and the various ways that in order to grow this apple tree. And then his intention is, what is happening, his intention is to get at the fruit of the tree. Then what happens, he was looking every day, he put the water on accordingly, the time, place, circumstances, or he put the everything as per the scripture and the regulations, and he will make sure that. And then what happens, one day there is a weather, that wind came, or some severe hot, something happened, this apple tree gets kind of dried up. So this karma yogi, this person who was sowed the seed and looking for every day, he was looking for the fruit of that apple tree, and he was so disappointed. He was so disappointed. I said that he started to curse, what happened, why I was looking for the proper time on this muhurta, I posed the seed on the muhurta, I was praying to the sun god to give us proper nourishment, and praying to the moon god to give the proper nourishment. And then what is happening? And as soon as it's dried up, and this person was complete shattered, and then he's so much attached to that fruit of his activity. So then when he doesn't get it, and then what happens, he get disappointment, if he lose the faith, and he lose everything, and he completely shattered. The devotees, this is basically the karma yoga. The karma yoga is actually, this is the consequences of karma yoga. And if the apple is not there, and this apple is taken, so this all attachment is there. So karma yoga basically is as per the scriptures and rules and regulations. All those things are there, but there is a fruitive result. The person is attached to the fruitive results. So then the fruit, if he doesn't get the fruit, then he is kind of shattered. So this is a karma yoga. Then there is a bhakti yoga. There is a Gyana yoga. Same. Let's take this example of that the same person is growing this apple tree. So he has all the knowledge about this apple tree, and he knows what to do and when to sow the grid and what kind of fertilizers to put, how tall this apple tree grows, and he knows that how many apple comes out of it, and he was completely immersed into this. And then he is actually just that one. And then Gyana Yogas, he thinks that I'm just looking at it, I'm about to getting the knowledge of it about this apple tree, and apple tree, the leaf and everything, and the the biological name of it and everything. They study everything very well into that part of it, and he's thinking that just by studying it, that I will get the apple every day. And he thinks that I'll get the apple if I just take care of looking at the knowledge part of it, this apple, and I will get the apple. And so there are some people like that. So they are called as Gyana Yogi. They just come and just do something. They just trying to acquire the knowledge of everything, but they don't do anything else. They just acquire the knowledge, and they talk, and they give that everything is Brahman. So this apple also Brahman, that the Brahman concept is there, and apple, if I take it, if I do all those things, the apple will come from the tree, and then I can enjoy the apple. And then they look for all these kinds of various knowledges here and there, and acquire the knowledges, and they think about that, okay, the apple will come from that, my knowledge, from the knowledge, all this. So, but in reality, we know what is going to happen. And then this is the example of a Gyana Yogi, and they will go in detail, but they don't go beyond further. They think that everything is Brahman, and all we need to do is understand that Brahman. When we understand that Brahman, then so that we get realization of that Brahman, and then when we leave the body, we will attain the Brahman. So this is kind of this, as we understand the apple and apple tree and apple fruits, and we get the apple, and this is kind of a concept that this is the bogus. That's why Maya, It says that Mayavada Bhashya Shunulo Hoilo Sarvanash. And this is an illusion. This is actually interpreting and take away. This is called Mayavada, means everything is illusion and nothing is real. See that? Nothing is real. So this is kind of Gyana or impersonalist or Gyana yogi. So that's what it is. When he knows that the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculation, everything. So like an apple, the person is trying to see the apple without understanding all this. But on the other hand, when it comes to the bhakti yoga, when we come to the pure understanding, and that a person let's take an example of this person, that he is sowing the seed of an apple. He put the seed in the apple in the soil, and he understands that yes, I am sowing this apple. The seed of the apple is to serve Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna. So this apple tree is for Krishna, and then he will think that again, and he every day he water this seed. This I'm watering this for Krishna. It's not for me. And I am, growing, I'm taking care, I'm making all this arrangement and putting the fertilizer and everything. I'm doing this for Krishna. I'm doing this for Krishna. It's not for me, but this I'm doing so that the fruits comes, nice trees comes and fruits comes. I'll offer this to Krishna. This is not for me. And this is for Krishna in every aspect of growing that apple tree, even up to the point of getting the fruits and offer to the Supreme Lord. And this devotee, this person thinks that, yes, this is for Krishna, this is not for me. This is for Krishna, not for me. This is for Krishna, not for me. So then at that point of time, suppose this wind came and it's scorching heat, and the sun came, it's dried up and all, then this person who was serving this not disappoint, because of he thinks that this is the will of the Lord. And this will of the Lord, and I am not attached to it, but I was doing this for Krishna, but this was the will of the Lord. I will take it in that way, so I am not entangled with it. I'm not I'm not so much attached to it. So even if something happens to that, and this devotee will take, this is the will of the Lord. This is the will of the providence. And is Krishna want this? Yes. All I wanted to serve Krishna. I wanted to serve Krishna. It's up to him that whether to, fructify or not. It is up to him. So this is called, dear devotees, called love or bhakti, the real bhakti. That every aspect of our life, what we do for Krishna, is actually, we take it that way, not the karma or the jnana. That's why in the Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned into the nectar of devotion, in the beginning of the verse of the nectar of devotion, it is mentioned, Anya Abhilashida Shunyam. Anya Abhilashida Shunyam. There is devoid of all the other interests. Anya Abhilashida Shunyam. Gyana Karmadi Anavurdam. See, look at that. We got into the example of this Gyana and the karma. Anavurdam. And devoid of all this Gyana and karma. Anukulena Krishnanushilanam. Bhakti Ruttama. That's a pure devotee, the Bhakti Ruttama. That means he always thinks that, I'm doing this for Krishna, I'm doing this for Krishna. So such people, they always constantly engage in the loving devotional service. And I would also give a devotee, who have dedicated the life like that. What is real bhakti, or the bhakti yoga, we call it as over here, and Lord is revealing here. Not revealing about the jnana. Lord is not revealing about the bhakti, but the jnana, but Lord is exclusively revealing about the bhakti, the pure loving devotional service. There was a devotee in Guruvayur temple, and this devotee was every day, this devotee service was to make the garland for the Supreme Lord. So this devotee makes every day very, collect the fresh flowers from the garden, and without touching anything, very carefully, makes the garland every day and bring it to the temple, and without any motive or anything like that. Okay, I'll get the big name from the, everybody. No, it was their service that, they make a beautiful garland every day, and every day there is varieties of beautiful garlands they make. And this devotee will come and offer to the, bring it to the altar, and the pujari is offered to the Supreme Lord, and seeing that it's and it was going for many, years like that. So one day, this devotee, made this garland and brought to the temple, and by the time this devotee got late a little bit, and then then altar is, the main door is closed, and now, this devotee was in, so much in anxiety and so much in, I cannot serve the Lord. I cannot serve the Lord. Oh Lord, this is I made for you. I cannot serve the Lord. And this is what is the devotion for the Lord. Bhakti yoga means it's naturally that love develops, that the Supreme Lord, how the Lord goes without without the garland. How Lord goes without the garland and wearing without the garland. And then this is actually, the garland for the, every night before that, and it's offered to the Lord. And this devotee, and it's a girl, actually. It's not that years old, like 16 years old girl. And this girl was, kind of, how, I couldn't offer this to the Lord. So always, Lord, I couldn't offer this to the Lord. This is the real devotion, and this is the real attachment to Krishna, not for anything else. So that time, worrying about, how to offer this to the Supreme Lord. And this great personality, the Pundanam Nambudiripada, this came. That Pundanam was a very great devotee of the Supreme Lord on the temple, and every day Pundanam comes to the front of the altar and offer the praise. And Pundanam was compiled. This is a great, essence of Bhagavad Gita called Gyana Pana, and it was glorifying the Supreme Lord into that. And Lord was so pleased with this compilation and all those things. And a pure devotee of the Lord, and beautifully Pundanam was, reciting the Bhagavatam and Bhagavatam narration, and even Lord would directly come and listen the Bhagavata recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Kada from Pundanam. And then Pundanam came on that time, and this lady, this woman was, so that Pundanam, this woman was standing there and worrying that couldn't offer the, this garland to the Supreme. And then Pundanam understood the heart of the devotee, and Pundanam mentioned that the Lord is also here, and there was a tree, and there was, there is a vigraha there in the front of, and Pundanam, mentioned that to this girl, that offer this garland over here, the Lord would accept it. So there is no other motive that, this girl is actually offered. Okay, that this is the devotion, this is the love, that when the devotees, pure devotees, instruct something, and we would accept it. And then, this girl went back, and then, everybody went back. The altar is closed, night is over, and then early morning. So early morning, when there is a Nirmalya, it's called Nirmalya. It's open at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, the altar. And then what? The first, wake up the Lord, and after that, there is a Shringara, the changes of everything, and then everybody would wait for, the pujari would change that the previous nights all the alankar, and including the garlands. The pujari was in the altar itself. Pujari was trying to take out the garlands from the Supreme Lord. And then the pujari saw that one garland is not coming out from the Supreme Lord, from the deity, from the Lord Krishna. One garland is not coming at all. And, it's getting late, and people were waiting outside, and they thought that, altar would open now. And they were waiting there, and then the pujari was trying to remove this garland from the Lord. And then Pundanam was there, and the devotees were there, and Pundanam just, mentioned that, what is there anything? If there is anything, is there? And so then pujari came out and mentioned all the incident, what is happening, that there is a garland which is not, I am not able to take it out from the Lord. So then Pundanam saw that the garland, and Pundanam said that, is it a garland like this, which was Manjula, that the lady's name was Manjula? Is that the Manjula's garland that, and Pundanam understood that. And Pundanam prayed to the Lord, Supreme Lord, oh Lord, that you accepted the devotee service with that love that the devotee showed. You accepted that service from this Manjula. It's a pure devotee of the Lord and serving in such a love and, pure love. And then, Pundanam said, "Oh Lord," and glorifying the Supreme Lord, and said that if it is Manjula's garland, then just Lord, just remove it so that, the next Sringar can be made. And as soon as it's revealed that, and then Pujari went inside and took out the garland from the Lord. And this was happened not many years back in the Guruvayur temple in the altar. So the reason I mentioned that, dear devotees, that Lord always accepts the pure devotion from the Supreme Lord, nothing else. And this is what is we needed. Always we should have this understanding of pure love. Loving devotion means bhakti yoga, and this is the message of the Bhagavad Gita. And without the motive, and Krishna, telling to Arjuna at the last, right, there is a verse in the Bhagavad Gita, 64th and 65th verse. And many people don't come into that. It says that, Manmanam avabhat bhakto madhyachi mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam de pradijane priyosime. And sarva dharman paritejya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tam sarva pabebhyo moksha ikshami mam sujaha. This is the ultimate message of the Bhagavad Gita. And whatever the activities and whatever as karoshiyat dasnasyas jugosi dadasyas estapasyasi kaundeya tatkurusha madarpanam. This is karma yoga. This is actually whatever activities you perform, whatever you do, whatever charity you perform, whatever the penance you perform, whatever charity you give away, all that as an offering to me. That's the real karma yoga. But people misunderstand this in so many ways, and this is the message of Bhagavad Gita. And then people misinterpret, and then when we do that one, it's not karma yoga anymore, but it is a bhakti yoga. This is called devotion. So basically the Lord is giving us the instructions. We have to gradually progress from all this and come to this point of bhakti yoga, and that's the perfection. And gradually progress and taking us from, that's why Krishna says that I would give them intelligence. So what is that intelligence means? So when the devotees sincerely perform their activities and they come to the state of this bhakti yoga, then Lord give that intelligence so that they can perform sincerely and purely in the loving devotional service, and such devotees can attain Krishna. And Krishna promises that they will attain me, such devotees. So that Lord gives that intelligence. So in that intelligence, they can discriminate. Intelligence means to discriminating power, and what is right and what is wrong, and what is what to do and what not to do, and how to do and how not to do, and what to speak, what not to speak, how to perform and how to not to perform, where to talk and how to where not to talk, and how to talk and how not to talk. This is called intelligence. So that devotee should be, and devotee get that intelligence from the Supreme Lord, and Lord will make sure that such sincere devotee get that intelligence so that they can progress in their spiritual and devotional activities. So thank you so much, dear devotees. With this note, I would end here, and thank you all for joining today and a very auspicious day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj appearance day. And there are so many beautiful pastimes of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. Yes, I mean, one time devotees asked Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, the Gaudiya Mad is now well popular in this India, and now if we start to make the temples, then it would be very good for the people. What Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj replied? Yes, I would like to make the temple, but not on the ground, but on the hearts of the people. So dear devotees, this is the pure loving devotion. This is the love for the Supreme Lord. So those who are very much is actually in devotion to the Supreme Lord, they know what to do, what not to do. And of course, in India, there is no scarcity for the temples. But how many people are really understand these principles of Bhakti Yoga? And that's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is manifested in this world, and the ray of Vishnu, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is manifested to give this transcendental science. And then, and of course, Srila Prabhupada and translated all this, and so that we get the proper understanding and the proper message of Krishna. There are 400 versions of Bhagavad Gita in this world, 400 versions, and everybody put their own mental concoctions and interpretation in the Bhagavad Gita. I saw that the Bhagavad Gita, even the picture of a mosque, even there in that Bhagavad Gita. Can you imagine? Picture of a church, picture of a mosque, everything. So people are interpreting in such a way that, so that's the main problem of our world. They're not coming to the right, understanding and the consciousness. And here, Bhagavad Gita is revealed very simple, and Krishna is telling us, and they can attain me if you have this very constantly engaged with the loving devotional service unto me. Right? So this is the pure, the important verse of this Chatushloki Bhagavad. And if you understand this correctly, and if you engage in such a way that sincerely and purely, definitely and surely that everybody can attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is promised, and Lord's words are here, and it's promised here, and that is, it's guaranteed. So thank you so much, dear devotees, for joining and today and on an auspicious day. And I would like to hear from you. If you know any pastimes of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, let's discuss. If you have any concerns or comments or questions, let's discuss on this very, very auspicious day. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam.
If you would allow me, then I can share a little.
Yes.
Yeah, that is Bhakti Siddhanta, about the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Please.
Yes. So that is I spoke a little bit in Bhagavatam class today morning. So there was a very time constraint. I couldn't able to talk. So here today I a little Leela of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur that I mentioned not long. So one day Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he bought some mangoes for the deities. So then Bhakti Siddhanta, when he bought it from the market, then he went to the taking the shower. By this time, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a little boy. So he took the one mango and he was eating that mango. Then Bhakti Vinod Thakur came out from his shower. He saw and he was telling the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his name is Bimala Prasad. Hey Bimala, what are you doing? Why did you eat this mango without any offering to the Lord? It's supposed to be offered first, then you can eat this mango. Then Bimala Prasad mind, it was so, he became so hot that after that he did not eat any mango.
Yeah, never in the life.
Never in the life.
And whenever somebody bring the mango to the, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj and says that, I can't take mango, I'm an offender.
Yeah. Yes.
Remember that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj took a vow to chant the holy name 1 billion times. 1 billion. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And 1 billion. And every day, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj and take a grain that chanting how much the holy name chants, that much grain, put it in there, and that's what it is. Taking that, only those grains, how many numbers of chanted in every day, that much grain, and cook that grain, and that's what is all, and until finishes this 1 billion holy name chanted. And can you imagine that, such a dedication and determination, and it's possible, by the ordinary personality. So we are so fortunate to have such, at least,
yeah. So there is another pastime, that is, there was one big assembly organized by one group. So it was in the assembly, Bhakti Vinod Thakur was invited to talk. That talk is the Brahman and Vaishnava, who is the highest. So at that time, all on a sudden, Bhaktivinoda Thakur became sick. Then he was thinking, who will go represent of me in the assembly? There are lots of people actually. So all on a sudden, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Daddy, I will go there and I will speak. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur became a little bit relaxed. Bhaktivinoda Thakur knows about who is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So then first he went there and he started the glorification, every glorification for the Brahmana, all kinds of glorification. Then he came into glorification of the Vaishnava. So when Vaishnava's glorification, he was doing, and finally he mentioned that from this evidence, from the Shastric evidence, that is Vaishnava is the topmost than the Brahmana. So at that time, he mentioned also, there is one very nice verse, that is, it is called Shata Karma Nipuno Vipra Mantra Tantra Visharada Avaishnava Guru Nashat Vaishnava Shapacho Guru. What does it mean? That Brahmanas, they are Pandit for recitation of the slokas, but they do not have the humbleness to serve the people, to serve the Lord. How they do not have any devotional service. So who is great? That Vaishnava is the great. In also in Shastra also mentioned that Sandalohi Guru Seshto Hori Bhakti Parayana Hori Bhakti Bihinascha Dijopi Shapachidam. What does it mean? One Chandal, if he is chanting Hari Nam, he is the Sreshta, he is the great, instead of the Brahmana. So he mentioned in that assembly, then everybody became so immersed on Prabhupada. Then everybody comes to fell down on his lotus feet. So there are lakhs of people. So how can the control the people? Then his disciples did, he bought one pot. On the pot he put his feet and then washed the feet, and that water he was spraying all over the people. That is another another Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's another yeah. Then another point, that is that another occasion, Prabhuji, that what happened, there is a debate. Actually, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in a boat, he was riding in a boat in the Ganga. So in the boat, we know that I think there was a machine is there, the pump, then that machine is driving the boat. So somebody asking question to him, your Gurudev, Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji, is an Bhajananandi, but you are a Goshtanandi. How come? It is two different things. How it can be done? Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur mentioned that how this boat is running. With the battery, this boat is running. So the power, how this power came? This power came from the battery. So my Gurudev is a battery. I am the board. That is that Bhajananandi and Goshtanandi, that difference. And one day when he passed, he his first time was that he left the body at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 a.m. So when he left the body, all the watches, all the clocks, it is 5 from the 5 o'clock, it is not moving anywhere else. It was also happened in the.
Where was it mentioned, Prabhuji? Where it is? I never heard about this.
Oh, yeah, it is. I will give. It is actually Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's one book. It is written about the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Another very important point, Prabhuji, when Prabhupada passed away, so Prabhupada means Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, also called Prabhupada. So after passed away, lot of Prabhupada disciple saw him. He was walking, and he is giving the Bhagavatam class also. In that Bhagavatam class, in Navadvip, in Bhagavatam class, so many devatas was present in the Bhagavatam class also. So that is the very, very, as for example, the Bhakti Pragna Keshav Maharaj, all the, you know, that all the devotees of disciples of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakurs are bright. They are so exalted soul. So that is also. And in his Balyakal, that means when he was going to school, at that time he went to school. Then teachers give a teaching to him. So one day what happened, at that time, he knows everything. What teacher telling, he knows everything. He was reading Prema Bhakti Chandrika. Narottam Das Thakur, Prema Bhakti Chandrika, he was reading. So the teacher asked him, what are you reading? Then he mentioned that I am reading Prema Bhakti Chandrika. So why don't you attend, listen this class? Then he mentioned that whatever you are telling, everything I know that.
Yeah. That was also mentioned as I read that one is when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was on the deathbed, and because his memory was so pure, he was a Naishtiga Brahmachari, his memory was so clear. Even the hours before, the books which Maharaj read in childhood or something, and everything could repeat and, brought into the memory and talk the same to the people. Yes, thank you, Dattatreya Prabhu, for wonderfully, nicely putting everything together. Nice, thank you so much.
There are so many things, Prabhuji,
So many,
about the book. A lot of things.
God,
Actually.
entire life is we can speak, even for our entire life we can speak the entire lives of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj's glorifications. And as mentioned, that it's not an ordinary personality that just manifested, no, but a great personality, a ray of Vishnu, a ray of Supreme Lord, and manifested to, for the benefits of the world. We should all understand this and, take up the devotional service which this great Acharyas showed us. What is the perfect way of, the devotional service, how we can purify, how we can progress, how we can get more Krishna consciousness and bhakti. And that's the message, that's the ultimate message. We were all, like as mentioned, paradukha dukhi. And I was hearing this, this Vasudeva Datta was in Gaura Leela. Vasudeva Datta was originally a,
He was close to my house.
Prahlad
Mukunda Datta and Vasudev Datta.
Vasudeva Datta.
Very close to my house.
Yeah, in the Leela, Prahlad Maharaj then manifested as the Vasudeva Datta in Gaura Leela. It is mentioned that when Narasimhadev appeared and about to kill Hiranyakashipu, and after killing Hiranyakashipu, and the Supreme Lord asked, what boon you need, what you need, and what Prahlad Maharaj mentioned. Prahlad Maharaj mentioned that please, give that a boon that all these people in this world that to be delivered. and I am, so that, please give an opportunity, please give an opportunity so that every people in this world can, liberated. And I would personally take all of their sins. So please give that boon that to everybody is liberate from this world. And that's, the Srila Prahlad Maharaj was giving that, the holy name of the Supreme Lord, constantly chanting. And it's mentioned that when you chant that the holy name, they'll be liberated. So this is not just an ordinary word that, says, but even it's a promise this to the Prahlad Maharaj that the Lord was given. And whoever takes this holy name, and they will be get liberated because of the promise to Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was the pure devotee of the Lord. And that Prahlad Maharaj appeared in the Gauri Leelas, Vasudeva Datta. You know what Vasudeva Datta was telling to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Please give me all the sins of the people. I will take it personally and liberate all the. This is the pure devotion, and this is the devotee and the quality of a Vaishnava. He would always engage to give this holy name to the others, and how somehow or other bring those people or the misfortunes, those who are out there, and they would give this this holy name to them and bring them to the Krishna consciousness. And such devotees, they are very much dear to the Supreme Lord. And I mean, it's so wonderful. We can talk and talk and talk, but we'd also like to hear from other devotees. But any realizations, and anybody else has anything to add? Any questions, comments? So quiet. Is it because of holiday? Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hindu Pranam. All goes to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful lecture. Were we fasting this morning till noon for the appearance of Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj?
Yes, we were fasting. Yes, it was today. It was the
I
appearance.
somehow missed it.
Yeah, it was today. And yes, it's a full fasting till noon. And yes, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj and Advaita Acharya's appearance day, and Nityananda Trayodashi and Gaura Purnima, and Madhava Tithi, all this Ekadashi. So we fast.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Do you have Chaitanya Bhagavat, Prabhu?
Actually, there is also, devotees are asking, and we don't have right now, Prabhuji. I think the stock was not there at the BBT, and we don't have Chaitanya Bhagavat, but we have Chaitanya Charitamrita. And as you all know that the Gaura Purnima is coming on March 17th. We are also on the drive of distributing Chaitanya Charitamrita and collecting the orders of Chaitanya Bhagavat. We are trying to get it from India, so we are also collecting the orders of Chaitanya Bhagavat and maximum, teachings of Lord Chaitanya. All these books, we are trying to distribute maximum. So our target is 108 to distribute Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Any devotees would like to have this, on this occasion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day, please take it and please collect it. And many devotees are already, already they have showed their interest to get the Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat. If anybody is on this assembly, on this sangha, anybody would like to have Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavat, please request, please ask.
And Prabhu, may I one more request? If it is possible, that can you please get some
You want
SB Mahatma?
You want it?
Yeah. Yes,
okay, so then I'll try to get it. So okay, great. Yeah.
Bhagavatam Mahatma.
Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Chaitanya Bhagavat and Bhagavatam Mahatma. That means as be our Bhagavatam Mahatma.
Srimad Bhagavad.
Srimad Bhagavatam Mahatma.
Oh, Srimad Bhagavad Mahatmya. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try to see that. We can get it.
If you can, because you give the order for the books, and you
Yeah.
know the experience.
We'll try to get it. Thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Anybody else? Anything else? Yeah. Yeah. Please continue this wonderful and continue to join every day. Such a beautiful, we are hearing from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and it's beautiful. And this is the science. It's called Shastra. Shastra means science. We call Shastrajna. Shastrajna means scientist. So this is Shastra. It's not just ordinary text. This is spiritual science. So this way we can progress and perfect our life. Thank you so much. If there is nothing else, let's conclude today's session. Vancha kalpatarubhashya kripa sindhubhya evacha पतिदानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज भगवद गीता की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। थैंक यू। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you.
Thank you, Simhesvara Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण।